Welcome to the Calmie African Diary Show, only on a Black Hot Fire Network media for the 21st century. I'm hoping that everyone is doing okay. And before even continue to what we do have for you today, take your time. Of course, it won't even take you a minute. Take your time, of course. Get to log in at www.blackhotfirenetwork.com. Take a look at there is some of the blogs that are lined up for you. And still on Black Hot Fire Network, you get, of course, to take a look at some of the episodes you might have missed. Remember, on the Black Hot Fire Network, it is all about getting educative. It is all about, spreading awareness on some of the things that are affecting us. So I believe that you need, of course, to take your time and take a look at some of the things you might have missed. And still on Black Hot Fire Network, we do have some amazing music that get, of course, to play live from the Black Hot Fire Radio every day. That is every day. You can still get to enjoy some little bit of that. And also you can proceed to donate, that is to support the network. But nevertheless, karibuni sana to the Calmie African Diary Show. It is on a Wednesday, on the 21st of October. Trust me, if anything, 2020 has been very, very fast. This is the year that many people have counted in losses, but still it is the same year that some people have, turned out to be COVID-19 millionaires. So of course, it's all about how woke you are on the streets. But then again, you definitely do not need to be caught up in all that, because they say that if you take something that doesn't belong to you, most of the time it will come back and haunt you more. Or maybe you'll get to lose, maybe you'll get even to have occur some losses in the near future. But nevertheless, today we are going to focus on Cameroon, that is the Oroko tribe in Cameroon. And did you know that the word Oroko in Cameroon means love? Or to some people, the word Oroko means welcome. So for those who love, of course, touring Africa, remember also we do have the hashtag Tembea Africa, because there is a lot of places you get to take a look at. And even before we get to focus on Cameroon, because today it is all about history. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how it is. How the day is turning up right there in different places. For example, right now in Nairobi, 1 minute it's hot, the next minute it's quite cold, because rainfall is on and off, on and off. You get to see that an hour from now, maybe it's raining, the next minute it has stopped. So there is some inconsistency that is in weather pattern. That is what we are experiencing. But nevertheless, let me know how it is on your side. But that is not to mean that business need to be hindered. If anything, yesterday we were celebrating Mashujaa Day, and I could tell that a lot of business premises were actually locked, because people felt like it's good to give yourself a tiny weekend, a holiday off. And of course, we did get to see that some traveling agencies in the country, they had some unique holiday packages. That is, you get a discount, different premises, different food joints. They were giving, a discount on their products. So if there's a day that is in Africa, but let me focus on Kenya because I don't know about other countries. In Kenya, if there's a time you'll get to save your money, this is during a festive season. Trust me, when people are celebrating Christmas, if you are a parent, that is the right time for you to go shopping for your kids, of course, school stuff, because that is the time that things are cheap. I'm talking about bags, I'm talking about different stationery products. That is the time they are cheap because people are still focusing on the festive mood. And of course, it's good, you get to be street race, otherwise you'll end up spending a lot of money, because come January, prices of products, that is especially for school going children, are of course they do get to escalate. And I was earlier on talking about the situation with the weather, and I love to tell you that as much as the weather is quite tricky, it doesn't mean that you do not get to go out there and get to look for people, because end month will be knocking, and your landlord or whomever you own will be at your will be of course at your side, like waiting for their, that is for their money. But nevertheless, like I've told you, things are still resuming. Business have been opened, as much as people were celebrating Mashuja Day yesterday. We do have that is the opening of business, or rather the resumption of business. Schools are still on. I've seen some students going to school and so on. But let me know how it is in your different country. Remember, this is the Black Hot Fire Network.com, and this is the Calmie African Diary Show. And today on the history, we will be focusing on the Oroko tribe, that is all the way from Cameroon, because I believe we haven't given Cameroon some a lot of highlights. But before we even start that, let me give you this small Cameroon saying. It says, if you do not step on the dog's tail, he will not bite you. Most of the time, you've seen how dogs are very sensitive, especially if you get to step on their tail, they'll get to bite you. And that is why some guard dogs, because I've come to also interact with some guard dogs, you get to see that I'm talking about a different guard dogs. Most of the time they get to be trimmed, that is their tails. It could be I'm talking about the likes of not actually what is the name of this dog? There's this breed, I'm trying to get the name, but it could be about the German Shepherds and so on. But most of these guard dogs, they get to be trimmed their tails, because most of the time during a fight with other dogs, you're fighting with another dog and they get to bite your tail, you'll be concentrating on saving your tail. As a result, you'll get to lose the battle. But in Cameroon, they say, if you do not step on the dog's tail, he will not bite you. And to continue on one last Cameroon, that is a proverb, it says, the heart of the wise man lies quiet like limpid water. Let me repeat that. The heart of the wise man lies quiet like the limpid water. That is, of course, some famous quote all the way from Cameroon. But I do believe that everyone is doing okay. I do believe that everyone is doing okay. But let me know your feedback regarding what is happening. Let me know. I'm trying to get something here. Let me know your feedback regarding what is happening. I'm just trying to adjust my camera. Sorry about that. My camera is quite still messy, but we're still working on that. And I see at Marvin Gaye has said, Jambo, sorry I can't stay because I should be asleep. I have to come back on the replay. Are you in Nairobi? Karibu sana at Marvin Gaye. You just reminded me of a certain amazing song. Yes, I am still in Nairobi, and I believe you are doing okay. And you said Roquela. I think you meant to say rotailers. Rotailers, I think you meant to say rotailers. Okay, may you call them rotailers. But thanks for that at Marvin Gaye. And feel free, of course, to interact with me. But yes, you can get the replay back, because I understand sleep is also important. That is one thing that people get to assume, because sleep is very important. Nevertheless, karibuni sana. Let me know your views. Today is all about Cameroon. It's all about history. But before that, I stumbled upon some amazing facts about Kenya, and that's why I'm telling you that the hashtag is Tembea Kenya. Remember, we are almost coming to the end of the year, and of course, most of the time, this is most of the time whereby tourists get to storm into the country. because of course there is a different tourist organizations or other agencies. They get of course to come about with a good packaging. Exactly, that is the name of the job, the breed that I was trying to get, of course, the retailers. And just to continue on that, at Marvin Gay, I really appreciate. To those who are watching and to those who are listening, we really also get to appreciate what you're doing. And even before I could get to even before I could get to confuse myself, I was highlighting on the hashtag Tembea Kenya. Because right now, many tourist agencies, of course, they do have good, amazing packages for you that you can, of course, go out there and get to enjoy, you with your family, you with your beloved ones. And I got to see there is this unique, amazing lake in Kenya. Of course, it's called, that is the Lake Kapedo. If you take a look at the satellite view, it looks all red. It looks like a blood. And of course, it's a red alkaline lake in the country. You can perhaps do and take a look at this. Trust me, you'll get some amazing photos. As much as this is quite of a disturbing, but this doesn't mean that a slaughter did take place in this lake. But the reason as to why we do have a Lake Kapedo turning red, it is because it is actually it has a lot of it has actually a lot of alkaline. It is an alkaline lake, and it is found in the Turkana. And the reason as to why it gets to be red is that when the lake dries out, its salinity actually it gets to increase, and as a result there is some warmth which is released, which gets to bring about high salt concentration. And all this actually it goes hand in hand, or rather it goes to react with the Dunalia algae, which gets to make the lake turn alkaline. But nevertheless, there is the Lake Kapedo. You can take a look at that. It is found, of course, in Kenya. That is in Lake Turkana. I'll also get to share with you that one. And before I also get to share with you that, for those who love being on the coastal side, forget about going to going to South Coast. West Coast has something amazing for you, and I'm talking about the Takawiri. That is the Takawiri Island. It is found on the west coast, and of course, I'm going to share that with you. But nevertheless, karibuni sana. Remember, this is the Black Watch Fire Network media for the 21st century, and I'm just trying to share with you this. I think my camera is quite having an issue, but let me just get it fixed. And okay, just to continue with that, I see at Marvin, you've said, I hope to visit Kenya as soon as possible. Wow, that is amazing. There is a lot of things you can get to actually take a look at. Let me actually share this image that I was earlier on talking about. That is in regards to Lake Turkana. That is in regards to Lake Turkana. This is how the lake looks like. That is how the lake looks like. There is also the hot waterfalls of Kapedo, still in Turkana. Remember, Turkana is amongst the arid areas in the country. It is known for crocodiles. So for those who love watching crocodiles, that is the place to be. And also it is known, I believe, it is known for a lot of things. That is in Lake Turkana. I just do not want to confuse myself. And just to continue, I had also earlier on shared about I had also shared about the Takawiri Island. So at Marvin Gaye, if you're looking for a tourist destination to be, Takawiri Island is the place for you to be. You can go there with your family, yourself, alone. It is actually found in the west. That is in the west coast of Kenya. Remember, it's all about Tembea, Kenya. And last but not least, let me also share with you this. For those who love actually hiking, for those who love mountain climbing, for those who love zip lining. Personally, I wouldn't. I'm actually, like I told you, I've been telling you that I have an issue. Sorry, I have an issue with, of course, I have an issue with heights. So all those I definitely couldn't try. That is the issue with the zip lining. I couldn't try. But if you want to bond with nature, because the year has been quite hectic on us. Trust me, the year has been quite hectic on us. And if you're looking forward to a place for you to bond, then the Aberdare Ranges is the place to be. It has nature is so, of course, nature is so amazing.
Then the Aberdare Ranges is the place to be.
Really don't get me
Nature is
that
so,
somehow.
the nature is so amazing. And the Aberdare
All right, Kid, hi, Kid. Kid, can you hear me? Anyway, just to continue as we are waiting on Kid. Kid, can you hear me? You're you're breaking. You're breaking. Kid, you're breaking. I can't hear you. All right, as we wait on Kid, I was just sharing this. That is in regards to. All right, Kid. Hello, Kid. Can you hear me? I think there is an issue with connectivity, but as we wait on a Kid, let me just share this briefly. That is in regards to the tourist destination. If you want to be in this place, that is in the Aberdare Ranges, this is what you get to connect with nature. And the one thing that I love that we Africa, that is in Africa, we are given in abundance, it is nature. Nature is so unique. Actually, nature, you really need to take a time to understand nature because there is a way of a calming effect that nature gets to give you. This is the place you might want also to be. That is the Aberdare Ranges in Kenya. Remember the hashtag is Tembea Kenya for those who love climbing, for those who love scouting, for those who love, having maybe a breakfast in the bush, maybe camping, then I believe the Aberdare Ranges is the place for you to be. And this is just, I'm just highlighting on this because we are almost coming to the end of the year, and perhaps you are wondering a tourist destination that you'll want to, that you'll want, of course, to travel to. And of course, this, I believe, is so serene. Personally, 2020 has been hectic on many people. We've been interviewing artists on the studio that this year has actually been quite hectic on them. But if you take your time, that is, if you take your time and get to take a look at what nature has to offer you, then I tell you, Kenya also is the country to be. Not that I'm advertising Kenya, but I felt like it's good. You can get to enjoy some of these only here in the 254. But nevertheless, let's move away from the tourist part. Let's move away from the tourist part. Sorry about that. Let's move away from the tourist part. And all right, you've said it's Marvin Gay. You've said Calmie, take care. Good morning, and thank you so much for that, at Marvin Gay. We are taking a short musical break, but remember, we are focusing on the Oroko tribe all the way from Cameroon, and I believe everyone is doing okay, and that your morning is turning out fine. Remember, this is the Calmie African Diary Show, only on a Black Hot Fire Network, and of course, I'm super happy to getting to interact with the family that is in terms of getting to interact, in terms of getting to entertain ourselves. I believe everyone is doing quite okay in terms of that. But let's take a short musical break, and when we will be back, we'll get to enjoy more. What do the Oroko tribe has for us? Let's take a look at the Oroko culture, their way of dressing, their way of food, their way of life, their religion. What are they so into? And remember, this unique and amazing tribe is found only in the Cameroon, and that is why today we are focusing, of course, all the way from Cameroon. Let's take, of course, some short break as you get to enjoy some little bit of Rema.
Another banger. Girl, in your love, they give me, you they give me the love and the energy.
Only you when I mean I can't see you. Baby, telling her your love with the ginger me, you dey give me the love and the energy. Only you when they giving me melody. Yeah, this love me I never see before, baby. This love me I never feel before, baby. This kind girl way I never see before. I go America, go London, me I never see before. Baby, sweeter than Fanta, Coca-Cola, oh yeah, sweet in my belly, I'ma no go give me jetty, oh. Come let me baby, oh. I no go do you Johnny, oh, baby, oh. Now you, but the name be the do. Yeah, now you, but the name be the do. Now you are do. See the name be the do. I dey do la mumu, I dey do la mumu. Yeah, mo bro. Tell me how love they give me.
Hey, karibuni sana. That is the To The Calmie African Diary Show, only on a Black Hot Fire Network. Remember, the early bird catches the worm. So, of course, to those who still gambling between waking up, to those who still gambling between, getting out of the bed and going to chase paper, I believe the early bird catches, of course, or rather, let me say the early bird actually catches the fattest worm. So, of course, you have yourself some reasons as to why you need to be up. And remember, it's all about a positive vibration. It's all about getting to appreciate yourself. It's all about you making a difference. Because if anything, I've come to realize that the downfall of many people starts from even what they get to interact with. I'm talking about your inner smaller circle. I'm talking about it could be your family members, it could be your friend, it could be that person that you always trust. But trust me, these are some of the people that get to bring you down. But nevertheless, feel free to interact with us and feel free to go out there and do make that is a change in regards, of course, to yourself. Because if anything, I know that everyone is wishing the best for themselves. But let's take a look at the Oroko tribe all the way. That is the Oroko people all the way from Cameroon. And the Oroko people, they are also known as the Bareka, or they are also known as the Bateka. So this is just the same. Bareka or Bateka, it is the same. And of course, it is an ethnic group in Cameroon. And they belong, that is to the coastal Bantu group, that is widely known as the Sawa. But just to continue, these are some of the amazing groups that you do have, belonging to the coastal areas. For example, we do have the likes of the Bakole, the Duala, the Bakweri, the Ewodi, Bodima, Napongo, the Bamboko, Isubu. Actually, these are the Bantu speaking group. In Cameroon, I believe in Cameroon, the highest population is the Bantu speaking group there in Cameroon. And just to continue with that, we do have, of course, there has been a lot of, each tribe has its own history. But then again, I just do not want to dwell on that, because there has been some contradictions in that is in regards to that. There has been some contradictions in regards to that. But just to tell you, the Oroko people, they are perhaps you're wondering where they are situated. But they are situated, that is near the Ndian and the Meme Manguru Plains. That is where they are situated at. And just to continue on that, this is a community that is so rich in culture. And the Oroko people actually claim to have founded the Ekpe, that is the Ekpe Secret Society. And perhaps you're wondering you are wondering what the Ekpe Secret Society is all about. This is a type of Masonic organization, which actually its traditional role is actually to keep the peace in the Bight of Biafra. And of course, it is a secret writing system which is called the CBD. So of course, we do have the Ekpe. I'll also get to share that with you. That is the Ekpe in Cameroon. The Ekpe in Cameroon, I'm going to share that with you, because they believe that they are the founders of this. They believe that they are the founders of this small. That is of this. All right, sorry about that. They believe they are the founders of this unique masonry group. And ECPE is all about the leopard society in Africa. It is all about the leopard society in Africa. It has been known. It has been seen in places like Cuba, also places like Cameroon. They highly believe in this. Also in Nigeria, we do have. The Ekpe Secret Society, which has been there for decades in Nigeria. So, of course, this is a unique tribe. This is a unique tribe, which, of course, has founded, of course, their way of, survival. It's all about culture. It's all about norms that, of course, people get to interact with. But just to continue on that, that is in regards to the Oroko people. Remember, we are focusing on the Oroko people all the way from, that is Cameroon. Traditionally, the Oroko society was organized, that is according to social caste. That is, it depends, it depends on where you were born, if you were born a free native and so on. That is also what gets to contribute to this. And it was all about following the ranks. This is very much common because even right now, it's all about the rank. That is, if you are the high in the society, then of course you do have your own type of a class that you do get to interact with. But just to continue on that, I really get to appreciate this. The fact that the Oroko, of course, they believe that their descendants were formerly, that is, they were formerly, of course, enslaved. That is, they believe that they do have, of course, they were enslaved by that is, they were enslaved by the foreigners back then. Of course, I'm talking about the white man's invasion in Africa. But just to focus on that, perhaps you're wondering, that is the Oroko, the Oroko language, that is the dialect in which they get to speak. Trust me, in Cameroon, we do have 240 ethnic groups. This is followed also by Nigeria. We also do have a population, I believe it's 220 ethnic groups, which is a very wide number. But just to continue on that, the language that, of course, the Oroko people get to speak, that is the local dialect, is all about, they do get to speak some little bit of Londo, Lolue, Lokoko, Lotanga, Lokundu, Lokombe. Actually, it's an L word if you ask me. It is an L word if you ask me in all the way from Cameroon. That is some of the dialect that they get to talk about in Cameroon. But of course, we're going to take a break and take a look at some of some of their culture that is in regards to Cameroon. And when we will be back, we'll take a look at the situation with religion, and also that is marriage and kinship, that is all the way from Cameroon, because this is a very unique tribe. This is a very unique tribe and a way of survival for the people of Cameroon, that is in regards to the Oroko people, that is in regards to the Oroko people all the way from Cameroon. And remember, you are still tuning to the Black Hot Fire Network, media for the 21st century. But perhaps let's take a look at the Oroko dance all the way from Cameroon. Let's take a look at also their dance, their culture, how they get to live in Cameroon. Remember, this is the Black Hot Fire Network, and we are taking a look at the Oroko culture all the way from Cameroon. Every culture is rich, and like I said, it is not right for anyone to look down upon someone's culture because they believe it is naive, or they believe it is demonic or something like that. Because trust me, everyone, or rather, that is the existence of a people, it's all about their survival. It's all about what gave them a sense of belonging. And that is why we are taking a look at the Oroko culture all the way from Cameroon. Let's take a look at this. All right. Let me just get this for you. All right, this is in regards to the people of Cameroon. This is definitely evident that we as Africans, we are one, because I can tell from their music, it sounds more like from different Western African countries. They do have the same systematic way over there. That is their music instruments and so on.
Not different culture.
Anyway, that is just a brief. I did not want to play the entire video, but that is just a brief of the Oroko people. That is all the way from Cameroon. That is just a okay. Hi, Keith.
Yeah, but it's not different culture, and that's the problem with us as African people. Why we fight as we go to sleep. I hate to say we become stupid. It's the same culture. It's variation of the same culture. That's why if you can step back and understand, you see the same thing in Kenya, same thing in South Africa, same thing in Zimbabwe, same thing in Tanzania. It would just be variation of the same thing. Not a different culture. It's variation of the culture. They're not different cultures. They're different variations of the African culture. As we split up to all these different groups, these different tribes, or nations, the variation of the culture got different because of distance and separation. That's why you see the same thing, the dance, the drum. I don't care where you go in Africa. As far as black people, it's the same culture, but variations on the culture.
Yeah, that's true.
And the sad fact, as we became more different variations of that culture, we started thinking we were different people. So you call it different ethnic group. I don't care about no ethnicity, because that's a phony construct. You're the same race of people. And so that's how the European was able to come in, divide, and conquer our butt. Because he pit this tribe against that tribe, this tribe against that tribe. And that's why I want to tell Spike to talk about Nigeria today, because as I'm looking at it, they wanted to. Nigeria is the stalwart of Africa. They need to destroy Nigeria now because they need to completely destroy Nigeria. And I think that's what's going on. Because at one time, if Nigeria gets its shit together, all African other countries will follow. It's always to keep Nigeria stable, because Nigeria did something that Africans are not supposed to do. Some years ago, they went against the white man when they went into Liberia and stopped that conflict that the white people were starting. And there's another conflict that Nigeria stopped. And the white people said, "Oh, hell no." Because if you remember, it Spike's around, Cammie?
Yeah, he's around.
Ask Spike, who was the Nigerian president that they murdered? He died in office.
Who was the Nigerian president that?
who died. Yeah, the Nigerian president that they murdered. He drunk some tea and he died or something. The Nigerian president that died, either he died in office or he just died after office because they murdered him. Because he was the president. He was the president that took the Nigerian forces into Liberia and stopped that fake civil war that the Europeans started, and he stopped another civil war. See, he wasn't acting as an African puppet. And they said, oh, shit, Nigeria's trying to gain real power. So I think they're trying to break Nigeria up.
That is true, because I've seen that even the schools right now have been closed. And what started as a peaceful demonstration among us Nigeria, right now it has turned into chaos. Because I was seeing that even no people have, that is put roadblocks, and for you to pass, you have to pay a certain fee. Nigeria has actually turned crazy, and you know all eyes right now are in Africa. That is in Nigeria.
Yeah, because I think, right, even I want the uprising. The Europeans are all trying to. Is this a real uprising or is this European backed? Because I think they want to break up Nigeria. Nigeria might start to become too much of a power, and any Europeans and American eyes, that's a threat to white supremacy globally. So we know they tried to break Nigeria up one time before, back in the late 60s, early 70s. Mike's always talked about that war. I forgot the name. Is it called the Biafran War or something like that? I can't remember the name of the war. I think it's called the Biafran. Yeah, okay. So they were trying to break. It was the Europeans that backed that war. So they wanted to break Nigeria up so they could steal the oil. They get the oil for free. So I think once again, Nigeria's population is so huge, and if Nigeria ever gets its shit together, it's too much of a threat to global white supremacy. So I think now they want to implode it. I think now they want to implode. That's why you always have the Boko Harams over there and everything else. I think they want to implode Nigeria. I think that's the end of goal. As Spike was saying, it was all. As Spike was saying, it was disorganized. And I'm looking out and say, well, who's funding this, and what is the objective? And I'm seeing European hands behind the scenes. I said, I think they're gonna try to implode Nigeria.
Exactly, because right now people will be focusing on the brutality and so on, and this is the right time actually for these leaders to be smuggling products, to be embezzling funds, to be taking it to their own superior people. That is the superior in quotes. This is the time that now business is booming for some leaders, because to them they're not being affected. It is the people who are being affected, and as a result, you've seen that the economy actually is fluctuating in Nigeria.
Yeah,
so you're definitely correct.
I agree with you, Cam. The whole thing is to make sure when no one seems to understand. Everybody gets mad about Africa. I understand that the Europeans set up the system. You never got independence. There never was no independence in Africa. Try to understand that. They left back their school systems to teach you to hate yourself. They put up an elite class of African all throughout the continent who don't care about African people, to make sure they can keep stealing and robbing from Africa. That's why Africa's underdeveloped. People can think Africa's undeveloped on purpose. If Africa develops, every other place gets poor. I mean, Africa helps it a lot too with the tribal nonsense. Understand, coming back together, that you're one people. And I see African people finally understanding that you're one people. And that's why the Europeans like, forget this. It's time to implode Nigeria. Time to take it apart. Africans are talking about unite and they're starting to wake up. Nigeria is too much of a threat. Let's implode it. Let's destroy
That
it.
is, yeah, that is true. In terms of the resources, because they even have, as much as it has a lot of, that is, as much as it has a huge population, but you've seen resources like petroleum, oil, gas. These are some of the resources that are supposed to make Nigerians, to be a rich African country. But right now,
Exactly
during this
right.
fight, exactly, right now
Exactly
during
right,
this,
Cammie.
yeah,
Exactly
right
right,
now
Cammie.
during,
But
Mhm.
why don't none of the people get the money? And it's funny, like if you're in an Arab country and you got all these resources, the Arab country gets rich. It's
True.
only African country that has more resources than any Arab country, and everybody's still poor, Cammie. So what's going on?
Exactly. Because the math doesn't add up. And you're definitely correct to say that there is someone who's funding all this. Because at first the protests were peaceful, but right now and now it has turned to be more like a political, it has turned to be more like a people are being paid, to cause chaos. And you are right. This is it is now making us turn the eye the other side.
Yeah, I think they want to implode Nigeria. I think they think the Africans are
Because
starting to wake up. Go ahead,
yeah.
Cammie. Go ahead,
No,
Cammie.
I'm just commenting that even some parts of Nigeria are experiencing total lockdown,
Yeah,
which is
so
crazy.
yeah. Well, exactly. Why are any African countries even locked down, Cammie? Because this COVID-19 didn't affect Africa. These are all lies. Like I said, just across the border in Tanzania, Kenya's Kenya's family members, these are not different people.
Mhm.
These are ancient kingdoms. These are one people. They're not. No one wears a mask. No one's dying. So obviously somebody's lying.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no one dying in Tanzania. No one's falling out. As Spike has shared all those videos, and I've shared them.
Uh-huh.
It's against the law to wear a mask in Tanzania, Cammie. It's against the law. Because,
Exactly, Mm-hmm.
go ahead. Go ahead, Cammie, go
No,
ahead.
I'm just commenting that at least Magufuli, we can say that for the leaders that you do have in Africa, Magufuli is a leader who needs to be re-elected because this was the one man who has been standing against the issue with the LGBTQ. He has been the same person who's been
Exactly
saying that
right.
there isn't no COVID-19. As much as Tanzania is a tourist destination for most people, most of the time it is flocked with tourism. And our leaders are not seeing this. They just want the money for themselves. This is one guy who is even fighting corruption.
You're
We've seen
exactly
some
right,
leaders, some
Cammie.
prominent people being sacked by Magufuli's
And that's
regime.
and that's why they want to kill his ass.
Mhm.
because because
They don't like
he's not.
competition.
Of course, he doesn't like because he shows you good governance, and they don't
Mhm.
want that in Africa. I can't steal, Cammie, if I got good governance. Because if
Mhm.
you get presidents like him in the future consistently in Tanzania, Tanzania will
Mhm.
start to become a first world country, and all African kids, if they see, they say, "Hey, we got to get rid of these puppets. They got to go." Why? How's that
Mhm.
Tanzania is working, and we all impoverished? No, no, these something's not right. something is some, something don't make any sense.
Mhm.
So that's why if you go to the borders of Kenya that sit right on the borders of Tanzania, they don't wear no mask in that part of Kenya, Cameron. They don't because they couldn't enforce
Mhm.
the law. They said you because their family members are over there in Tanzania. That border is made up by white people, so that in those border towns in Kenya, they don't wear any masks because the government couldn't make them. I said, hell, my cousin lives across the border. They don't got no damn mask. So I'm not wearing that shit.
Mhm.
They're not dying. How's that I'm dying 10 miles up the road, 10 kilometers up the road? So I know they probably don't even show it on the Kenyan news, but the Kenyan border towns do not
Mhm.
wear masks, and the government never tried to force them because they know it would be a fight because they can just look across the border in Tanzania and say, hey, ain't nobody wearing no
Mhm.
damn mask here.
And business is still booming even in Tanzania because of that. Because
Yes, ma'am.
I was comparing Uganda. In Uganda also it is mandatory for you to have a COVID-19 certificate, and we've seen a lot of drivers, that is the truck drivers, dealing with all these bulk goods. getting stranded. Over 3,000 vehicles being stranded because they're taking their sweet time. They're taking their sweet time to, test people for COVID-19, and yet they know that it is not there. So you can see that some goods will be spoiled. Some people will even lose their.
But that was the European thing, to destroy the African economy, to destroy them, because their puppets are paid. The puppets are paid. They were given money to destroy their own economy. But but their people are hurting. They don't care.
They don't care as much.
People don't have jobs. You got people hungry. No one should ever be hungry in Africa, ever. It's too much arable land, ever. No one should ever be starving in Africa. And before the European came, there was no starvation ever in Africa. There's too much land to grow everything. Go ahead, Kevin.
That is correct. And like I've said, just like you've said, some of these leaders, they're given money, and of course it's them and their family. They're not feeling the pinch. They're not feeling the effect of the economy collapsing. And that is why some people have now, they rather, go to the streets and steal and lose their lives in the process, rather than staying home. Some people are actually living here in the CBD, that is Nairobi. A lot of business premises, as much as business has resumed, there's still some people not even able to come up with their rent. That is where they have situated their shops, because some clients are still home, some clients are still in the, in the rural settlement and so on, because some people are still fearing that when they come to the city that they'll get COVID-19, which is crazy. And yet, okay, right now I'm seeing people working.
I agree with you. I mean, I agree with you because they put out that European fear, the fear. Black people here too, Cammie, scared to death. I don't wear no goofy mask. I know it's a lie, because I actually know. So black people here too, Cammie, are fearful, and they already said, and I was right. I seen some documents that they're going to use the churches in Africa and America to give this vaccination that's supposed to kill us. I've already said that. It is no COVID. It's not killing you. That's why you can look at Tanzania. There's nobody dying. But I've already got you. I've already got you afraid, Cammie. You're scared to death. You believe it's real. I say, well, and now I made you a Christian with the fake belief. I'm gonna say, hey, come here, Cammie. Come to God, and we're gonna give you a free vaccination at church. Okay, Pastor, whatever your damn name is.
That is true. And right now, actually, there's some people who are funding Nigerians, that is to fight and just change the name of Africa. I'm seeing the likes of Joe Biden, the likes of Hillary Clinton. Now politicians, that is from different European nations, they're trying to use Africa, that is Nigeria, as the center of attention. I'm seeing the likes of Joe Biden trying to urge Nigeria to end the crackdown on now it has been politicized, and that is definitely correct, because someone has to look for a story that will back them up. Because, for example, you people in the diaspora, if you see the likes of that is Joe Biden fighting for the better Nigeria, this will even make some people not go ahead and vote for him, because they'll be like, he's concerned about the welfare of Africans and so on. This is actually, it has been politicized so much.
Well, that's true. Well, you never get them pretending to fight for Africa. Thing is always keep African people poor. That whole thing, the whole thing is to always make sure they control Africa, and the whole thing is trying to wake up the African mind. The African mind has been hijacked for so long, and the thing is just trying to wake up the African mind. The African mind is what, because I was looking at something the other day, Cam. So explain this to me, Cammie. Now, even though white people have lied to you, the Kemet, which is Egypt, those people came out of, and let's Spike go get that woman again who he played the last show, the African lady. They came out of Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania area. That's where they came out of when they went into Kemet to build it. Okay? Now, if the Africans built that, why are we hiring Chinese and other people to build roads in Africa?
Exactly, and yet it's our country.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying it, and it is our concept. You're right to say that some leaders they rather import even motorcycles and everything from China, forgetting that we this very same Africans, what of course what the breaks behind all that.
Yeah, the Africans are the great builders of all these great civilizations. But they haven't been told this because the white family came to the God. He showed the history, right? And so you are sisters of great builders of, I mean, phenomenal stuff. And now you can't build a plain simple fucking road.
Mhm. Exactly. Actually, still talking about Nigeria, I'm seeing the likes of Beyonce coming up about and saying that oh, she's working with an organization to support
Like I
those
said, the
protesting
mind,
and to support those protesting in terms of
I think I'm breaking
providing
up,
emergency.
Tammy.
Oh, I'm saying,
I think I'm breaking up.
all right, can you hear me?
Can you, can you hear me? Yeah, I think I'm breaking up.
Yeah,
No,
I can
I
hear
was
you.
saying that
Mm-hmm.
genetically, as we proved, you wasn't there, Kay, for sure we did. It was me, Rumby, and Spikes at the time. As I
Mm-hmm.
proved genetically, Africa, you're smarter than them genetically. This is a scientific fact. You're smarter than any
Mm-hmm.
people on the planet, Cammy. That's a fact. That's genetically. That's not me. That's not Keith saying that. That's that's genetic. That's the white man saying these niggas are smarter than us. so,
Exactly.
so until we get our African mind back, but we've been given religion of lies, and a lot of us cannot get out of lies, and so we doubt ourselves. We think less of ourselves. Sadly enough, we hate ourselves. The European colonization, we hate ourselves, and we've been taught to mistrust one another. Oh, I'm not buying that from a black guy. I don't want to help him out. I want him to get better than me. It's jealousy and hate that we practice. And I keep telling you,
Exactly.
you know, you would want people. It's not just in Africa; it's globally. It's here in America. It's in the Caribbean. It's in South America. White man has done such a great number in destroying our mental capacity of knowing who we are, self-love, and practicing group love with one another. That's why
Absolutely.
that's why I don't call them other people. You say, well, these people, no. I say, well, one people, the culture has a variation, but it's all the same culture. Because I know there's no such thing as an East African, a West African, and a South African. Because I tell
Mm-hmm.
you, same people that went into Kemet are down right now in South Africa. Those part of the Zulu tribe, Bantus, are in Cameroon, are in Kenya today, or in
Mm-hmm.
Mali today. So are those East Africans, West Africans, or South Africans? Because those people were all in Kemet at one time, and when we had invaders come in, they split throughout Africa. So what part? So what are they? That's how everybody tries to divide, and on the continent they've been given that idiotic nonsense. Like when an East African goes to West Africa, oh, you're East African, I don't like you. Or West African goes to East Africa, I don't like you. You're West. There is no such thing. That's what the European told you. You went freely.
Exactly.
You went freely back and forth throughout the whole continent. I know you don't understand that because you've been given
Mm-hmm.
borders and 200 years of colonization. But Africa,
Mm-hmm.
people move freely back and forth. They did not. They did not stay in one place if they decided to go. That's why you got, as we say, tribes of nations. That's why you got the Fulanis in the Cameroon,
Uh-huh.
in Nigeria, in Niger, in Senegal, in Gambia, in all these different countries, because we moved throughout. So is the Fulani, is he Nigerian, or is he Senegalese, Tammy, or is he Mali, or is he Malian, or is he Cote d'Ivoirian? What are they, Tammy?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're neither, because they went throughout all of Africa. That's why you got the Fulani in all these different countries because they traveled. And when the white man stole these lands, that's where they ended up at. So is the Fulani that's in Nigerian, Tammy, is that a Nigerian? And are they different from the Fulani that's in the Senegal? So I'm a Fulani from Nigeria. You're a Fulani from Senegal, Cammy. Are we different people now because the white man said so? I'm asking you. I want us to think. I just want us to think.
I'm just caught up with
Yeah. I'm just asking that question. I'm just saying until we come back together as one unifying force, we will always be ruled by other people.
Yes, that is true. We have allowed ourselves. Actually, I can say partly we as Africans are partly to blame. We have allowed ourselves, that is, to be ruled. But I'm glad that some people are still, waking up out of all these being ruled, being told that, you maybe you are from this different tribe, or this tribe is better than the other, or maybe people from these African countries are better than these. That is actually one of the mindset that has been messing up Africans lately.
Yeah,
but I'm glad that at least people are coming out of that.
Yes, Cammy, just like you said, when you said even in Kenya and when we talk about in Zimbabwe, the tribal part and these leaders to gain power, they keep it going. They pit one tribe against one tribe in Kenya during the election. I thought you're supposed to be all Kenyan. How the hell are we different people in Kenya? Are we all Kenyan? Well, you're not part of my tribe. Huh? What are you talking about?
Yeah, tribalism is an issue.
Yeah, so you get treated differently. And so that benefits nobody but white people. That benefits white people. That's what benefits. While you guys are practicing tribalism, I'm going to come steal this land. There's not enough of you guys to fight me. I'll let you guys fight each other. And then
that was witnessed in Rwanda between the Hutus and the Tutsis.
Yeah, and the funny part about it, when they go back in the history, they were really one people. They had one king. They had one king in those countries. It was actually when we're talking about Rwanda. Rwanda was actually a kingdom of Rwanda and Burundi. That's why you got the Hutus and Tutsis also in Burundi. So you're talking about one kingdom, Cameron, with one king. But when the white man came, they now different tribes, different people, and they taught them to hate each other so much because that's what they do to conquer. They pit one people against oh, your head is bigger than you're a different person. Your skull is different than this skull. And you're gonna be these people. You're gonna be these people. And so we're gonna put these people a little bit higher than you. So they're gonna grow to hate you, but they're not gonna hate the white man who set up the whole damn thing. The white man is the one who got you fighting against each other.
Exactly. And they'll still leave it.
Yeah, I'm saying your African brother, he didn't have the power to put himself over you. The white man did that. But you can't think, oh, you cockroaches, you're all cockroaches. We're gonna kill all you other no good black bastards. Like what? I didn't do that. The white man, the Belgians did that.
That is where we all go wrong, like putting the blame on that is amongst ourselves instead of finding the perpetrators behind this, and once and for all we get to depend on ourselves. And show him that.
Oh, go ahead, Cam. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm saying, of course, we need to find. It's high time that Africans need to find, or rather, know the perpetrators, and of course, work together. That is in unity into showing these perpetrators that we as Africans, we were still better without you.
Yeah, but that's what you got to do because the puppet leaders are put there. Their families. I got to find that video when the German economist was telling the truth. In Germany, said the Europeans are never going to allow Africa without a fight. Are never going to allow Africans to develop, and they don't get it. They think they get growth. They don't get any growth. He's telling the truth. He said African countries, they think they have growth. No, they don't have any growth. Whenever we are developing another continent like Asia or Southeast Asia, African countries have growth. As soon as we stop with the development there, the growth goes back to nothing in Africa. Africa's always been kept as a resource colony for the world. He said, we don't.
And the dumping sites.
Go ahead, Cammie, go ahead.
I'm saying Africa has also been made the dumping sites.
Yes, and a dumping site, because exactly. And a dumping site for all the chemical waste. Because Africans don't understand this. And that's why we built Black Hot Fire. You got this here. I know you want to think people are your friends, you want to love the other people. No, they don't like us. They want look, they like what they can get from us, or if they can have some sex trafficking with you, fine. But at the end of the day, they want to kill us. You got to understand that these are enemies. And you got to understand these people are our enemies. And they've always been, they didn't come to Africa to teach you anything good. So the idea that you take their religion, did they treat you good when they were there, Cammie? Did they treat us good in slavery? No. So why would you think them giving you a religion is righteous? It's like the African mind has got to come back together. They treated us horribly, whether you're in Kenya, and you've done too many stories about that, Cammie, about Namibia, the massacres, Kenya, the killing, South Africa, the killing, Rwanda, the killing, now right now in Cameroon, the killing. So what religion that this horrible people gave you could be godly? And to tell you that your ancestors were bad, who loved you?
Exactly.
That's the dilemma we're in right now, Cammie. That's the African dilemma we're in now, to free our people's mind. The most evilest people in the world gave you a religion, and you never seen them act godly towards you. Never. That's why a big part of the land in Kenya is still owned by what? The British. White people. They never got that land back to fucking Kenyatta because he was a puppet.
Exactly.
Just like Nelson Mandela. Some people now finally fighting. They like, forget this Mandela stuff. South Africa, they're going to kill white people. They've been waiting for 30 years, Cammie, because you know why? Because Nelson Mandela was a puppet. How are you going to explain this to me, Cammie? You're 85% of the population. That's your ancestral land, right? But a few white people have owned 87% of all the businesses and lands in your African country. So what are you supposed to do, Cammie? Are you supposed to stay poor forever?
No, of course, no. You're supposed to fight back and take what is yours. Because a lot of this, not even a lot, a majority, on a scale of 100, 90% of European nations, that is Europeans, rich European families, they are thriving on Africa. So, of course, it is, or rather it was the role of Africans to stand up for themselves. But sadly, as we did have some cowards, and they'd rather be given a pair of shorts and cigarettes and sell their own people.
That's true. We've had sellouts. Exactly right, Cam. I was to Africans to think, why do you think South Africa, what do you guys think? Why do you think South Africa and Zimbabwe were the most developed countries in Africa? Because white people were there. And they weren't going to let them live in squalor. That's why they developed them. That's why South Africa was the most developed. And other African countries were not developed. Because white people were there in numbers. That's why.
That is true.
So South Africa is not an anomaly. It's on purpose. And South Africa has no more riches than any other part of Africa. So why was all other Africa not developed? Because they didn't have a big, huge white population. And they were just using it to steal and keep Europeans rich. Like I said, without Africa, America will fall. Europe will fall. China will fall. Now, in order that to happen, us as African people, all we got to do is love one another. Come together. We got to unite. I don't see nobody as no tribe. I don't want to know your goofy tribe. I want to know you as an African woman and African man. Your family. I love you. Let's Unite. That's our power. That's what the white man told you everywhere. Don't let these niggas unite. Don't let these black people ever come together. That's in every UN document. It's an American document. Don't ever allow global Africa to unite. That's the sleeping giant. That's the power on the globe. If they ever unite, it'll be problem.
It will be their downfall.
Go ahead.
I'm saying at the moment you get to unite, they know it is going to be their downfall because we are way better than them. And right now,
I'm sorry, Cammie, go ahead.
I just want to say that because even right now, if you get to ask any kid outside here, they have been brainwashed in their mind that they believe that whenever they see Zungu, that is someone who has money. Whenever they see maybe a mulatto kid, that is someone who is rich. That is the brainwash that is out here. From even young kids, they get to tell you that.
It is. It's everywhere. They've done that to us, Cammie. I grew up like that too. I grew up, especially in America. They put a whole mulatto class of people over us, Cammie. Whole mulattoes. The mulattoes were same like in Africa. They do everything the same way where they go. They make a mulatto class and make them like Spike said, on a pedestal, a pedestal, right? Pedestal. I always like say pedestal, pedestal. So yeah. So everywhere we go, everywhere they go, that's what they do. So in America, they did the same thing here. Where they made a bunch of mulattoes and then they put them over us regular black people. And the mulattoes can't stand, and it took us, we're now just starting to wake up, and the mulattoes can't stand our ass, Cammie. They can't stand us. They wicked. They work against us. Oh, man. It's a whole class of people. They're like, but we've been taught to hate black people, to hate ourselves. So we worship, like Spike said, we worship these mulattoes. We put them on pedestals. We did do that because it used to be something in America called the brown paper bag test. If you wasn't lighter than the brown paper bag, you got treated like shit.
No.
Yeah, if you wasn't lighter than a brown paper bag, you got treated. You was called the field Negro. You was supposed to be in that. You supposed to be working labor. You supposed to be abused. The lighter you were close like master. No one knew at that time. No one knew the genetics that black was more superior. Since we were on the bottom, we lost all these wars, and the Europeans now got power, and he told us he was always in power. That was his history. He gave us that, like I told Spike, the Disney movie. You don't know the history about them eating maggots and dead bodies before they got to Africa. They was dirty and stink. That's their real history. You didn't see Disney. Oh, everybody Cinderella, and Snow White, they in castles. And
exactly.
Us Africans were all poor and stupid. We're tribal. We're beating drums and we're dumb. But that's a lie. That's a lie. So, speaking about Cameroon, family, Cameroon is going through a genocide sponsored by the French and the rest of the Europeans. They got their dictator in there, their puppet, Paul Pot, or whatever his damn name is. That's why Africa's still full of puppets.
Paul Biya.
Kingdom. Oh yeah, Paul Biya. Yeah, whatever his name is.
Yes, Paul Biya.
Yeah, Paul Biya. So when we had kingdoms, other Africans would not allow you to abuse other Africans. They would go to war against other African kingdoms. Now that you got this puppet and you got the African Union created by white people, it was created by them because Kwame Nkrumah and Lumumba wanted to make a real African Union. They wanted a United States of Africa. They didn't want these countries. And so the white man said, oh, we got to make a United African Union and put these puppets in and say, no, we rather you have all have sovereign countries that they control. So with that being said, you got Paul Biya committing a genocide in the Cameroon right now. And no other African nation was, sadly enough, Nigeria can't do nothing because they destroy Nigeria from within. But
True.
nobody like Angola, but Congo's a basket case too. But no other African country is stepping in, calling out this Paul Beard and getting his ass out of power. There is a genocide just as bad
That is
as
true. They are,
Rwanda right now. Go to Cameroon. I mean, I can't.
I'm just yeah, I'm just saying that that is true because they're still, they're just like motivating him to continue with what he's doing. But I see that Asha Walker has joined us. She has said, Amani, Calmie, and Keith. Amani to you too at Asha Walker. But of course, Keith, you're right to talk about the situation in Cameroon, that nobody is raising a voice on that. But people are now raising a voice when it comes to Nigeria because it has gone global. But Africans themselves, that is different African countries, they were not coming up. That is, they are not coming up in support to that until it now got international.
Well,
And
yeah,
this
exactly right, Cammie, because I think Africans should know, even though I said there's an uprising coming, but the European will always try to usurp that. And you're right, because Nigeria, they want to implode Nigeria. I was sitting back, I was meditating, like, well, what's going on with really what's happening with Nigeria? And they want to implode it because Nigeria actually bucked the system, because Nigeria set up the African Bank. You know the African Bank, Cammie? It was set up by Nigeria to help other African countries develop, right? But then the Americans and Europeans came in and bought up stock in that African bank. You know why? Because they don't want Africa to develop.
Oh,
So
yeah.
so that's one thing that when you look at it, remember the guy, the president, remember the Europeans tried to overthrow him because he was going around actually developing Africa, gave loans to Tanzania and Rwanda and other places. That's against European power. So these things that Nigeria done is starting to become a threat. Oh, hold on. They set up that African bank where countries can go to them instead of go to the rotten ass IMF or the rotten ass World Bank, because these loans are debt traps. Because what they do, Cammie, now we got to understand, that's why I tell everybody, go get the book. We're going to start reading that book, Secrets of an Economic Hitman. Let's say, Cammie, okay, Cammie, you there? Okay, Cammie, you're now in power, right? We'll come to you. You're now the president. You're now the president of Kenya, Cammie, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm coming to you, Cam. I'm coming to you, your friend, Madam President. You have land that I think would be most advantageous for us, for let's say Company A, to have, and we want you, Madam President, to give us this land with no taxes and lease it to us for about 30 years, and then we'll renegotiate. So you, as a president, you're going to say, well, how does it benefit my people? I say it doesn't benefit your people. It's about us. So
no,
okay,
it's
okay, you're going to
no.
say no? Okay, good. I'm glad you say, well, look at this, Madam President. What we'll do, if you don't decide to do this, we're going to kill your whole family.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be told to you. It's going to be told to you, Cammie. It's going to be told to you. But we're gonna murder your whole family. You're strong. Your country's not strong enough to stop us from murdering your whole family. So, are you gonna give us this lease or not? We're gonna murder your whole family. Then we're gonna come get you. We're gonna blow you up in a car. You're gonna have some accident.
I believe in that situation it will be an eye for an eye. You come at my people, I also come at your people.
There you go. Finally, God damn, good. Yes, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to say, well, damn it, I need to inform my cabinet. If something happens to me, we're going to take the fight to Europe, which the African never does. See that? Exactly, Cammie. Exactly. You got to be ready to goddamn since you already got people in these British countries or France, you need to recruit them as spies. They don't know these spies, and they start blowing up shit in England, in France, same way they do in Africa. That's the way you're supposed to respond, Cammie. Well, okay, it's gonna be eye for an eye. These are African lands. You have no right to them. and you're not gonna keep my people impoverished for your business. But see, but what they have been having, Cam, is these puppet leaders are okay. Well, that's why they never want to give up power. Everybody got them in power for 30, 40 years after all these ungodly numbers, because they don't want to relinquish power because they're giving goodies by white people, right? The families made rich by everybody. They go outside their little palaces and see all these Africans suffering and impoverished. That's why you, Cammie, never be allowed to make it to the presidency, because you have character, you have integrity, and you have love for your people. Understand when you got like a Uhuru Kenyatta and these other, they can't stand your ass because they've all been told this. There's no reason why mass vast land and tea and everything is owned by white people in Kenya. They stole that land, Cammie. It's stolen. That's African land. It's stolen land. True. Hey, Africans, I'm going to pay you some money. They came and they knocked Africans in the head and stole it. And then, like you said, made them work on the land for damn near free slavery.
Exactly. For example, I'm giving an example. For example, the Lord Delamere's land in Kenya. It's a very, very big land. Of course, he gets to export. He gets to export his products from Africa. He gets to put workers there who are not even being paid well. So still, slavery is still on. These workers are not paid well, and they are working really hard. That is a task. I mean, it's a very tiresome place to work at.
So just like you're saying, Cam, then why isn't Kenyatta and Uhuru doing anything about it? Because he's a puppet. He's back.
Exactly.
Why, and that's in every African country. Because at this time, sadly enough, you're going to have to be willing to die for your people to break these chains. You're going to have to be, like you said, Cammie, an eye for an eye. An eye for an eye.
They have to the land.
Because for African free, we got to have leaders like you, Cammie. We got to have leaders like you. And they're saying, hell no. We got to have
I will not be voted. I'll be killed. I'll be killed even before we finish the campaigns.
Yeah, because that's what's happened. These systems are all European, all of them. Systems. That's why you look around Africa. Why are African people wearing white people's wigs in court? They don't even wear that shit here in America, where they used to wear. Even in America, they didn't put down that goofy wig. But in Africa, they still wear white people's wigs. That's because the mind is. That is because the mind is colonized, Cammie. The mind
it's
is colonized.
To them.
Yeah, the mind is colonized.
It's a passion to them.
Yeah, well, look, Cammie. Let's say you are a psychologist, right? Let's say you conquer the people, and let's say you're part of the Moorish dynasties, Cammie, and you've left now, but you still see people wearing your dress, and you see them wearing what you brought there, right? They say they're independent, but you seeing them copy what you brought there. What in your mind? What do you think in your mind?
They're pretty messed up. They're pretty messed up. They need to find their own way of fashion and belonging.
Yeah, well, you still control their mind. Like, no, well, I still got them. Their minds are still colonized. That's what you know.
Cool.
Look at them. You're like, oh, I know I still control their mind. I still control their mind. They refuse to go back to their own African tradition because they don't believe in themselves. Look, the Chinese were colonized too. They got you can't go to China and find them goofy wigs because they cleared their mind up. They said, listen, we got colonizers embarrassing. We don't wear none of that shit because you got to take back your own culture. You don't got nobody in China or walking around with one of them goofy wigs on as somebody in court. And then the rest of the world looks at this came in Africa. The rest of the other world say these niggas are supposed to be dominated. They're dumb. They won't even take back their own culture. They'll fight to keep white people's culture that white people don't even follow no more.
Exactly.
So why
That's
should I go? So why should I go in and conquer and dominate their ass? They're supposed to be on the bottom and enslaved.
Mhm.
And that's what the Chinese will say to you. So
it's a
our minds have
it's,
been colonized.
that is definitely correct. Our minds are being colonized, and I think it's going to take a lot of energy for us to get out of that. Because still, it starts even from what parents get to tell their kids. This was even passed to them, but then
Exactly
again,
right,
nevertheless,
Cameron.
but
Exactly
nevertheless,
right.
uh-huh.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Cameron.
Yeah,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, but nevertheless, what we hope is that the new generation, because the new generation has of course witnessed a lot of happenings that are, of course, that are happening in Africa. In that is in terms of Africans being bought and so on.
Well,
I believe this new generation should, if anything, that is their role, should be all
it's going to
about
be the youth. It's going to be the youth, Cameron. Revolution start
exactly
from the youth. Start from the
that.
youth. Don't start with starts from the youth. Don't start with old people like me. It starts from the youth. When the youth
Mhm.
when the youth have had enough, when the youth say enough is enough, and they
Mhm.
all uprise that it's enough. So it's gonna always come from the youth. You gotta cultivate, and when you see, like I tell people, when you see the youth acting up, they're not
Mhm.
acting up. They're rebelling against European rule. They're not acting up. You think
Exactly.
they're acting out? Why they're not conforming to what the white man brought here? Because they said we don't want to conform to the shit. It's kept me in poverty. You think it's a bad way because you've been conformed for so many years. He's getting
Mhm.
the ancestral spirit, and that's what I think is going on in Nigeria. But white people are like, let's get back and fund some of these people in here because we're gonna try to break Nigeria up. We need Nigeria to be broken up. We're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna we're gonna break it up. We're gonna try to break up this place so we can. It's full of resources. We don't want to pay for this shit. And if Nigeria starts a real revolution, it will burn throughout Africa. Hell no. Hell no.
Going to be a revolution.
Yeah, I said because of you. That's what you. And I said that's what you got a little bit happening in South Africa. Because them
Mhm.
youth don't want to hear no more about Nelson Mandela. Hey, fuck Nelson Mandela. How the white people got all the money, and it's like 2% of the population. I'm living in squalor. I don't want to
Mhm.
hear no more about no Nelson Mandela. Damn his name.
Exactly. It's a dead cause. I'm saying
Exactly right.
talking about Nelson Mandela right now and all these apartheid leaders who really didn't do anything is a dead cause. But we are of course almost coming to the end of the
We coming to
African.
the end. But let me ask this question to you, Kevin, before we wind up, since
Uh huh.
you would be
Uh huh.
a pretty good Madam President. So let's ask this question. Okay, so you're now okay. What do you do? I'm asking you this real question now. Now,
Mhm.
your people, have been get beat, raped, murdered. They were given AIDS. That's a fact. Okay, they were given AIDS.
Mhm.
They were given AIDS, and so now you got back control of the country, and now you got courts set up to punish people. Do you punish people, or do you just let them say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and let them go about them lives and own businesses and live a good life? What do you
I,
do?
I'm still insisting for an eye for an eye. If what they did to my people, I think I'd rather come up with something bad from the laboratories. But it's all
so
about a payback. It's all about
so 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 you wouldn't do the Nelson Mandela thing where white people got to keep all their land and kept all their businesses, and all they had to say was, I'm sorry for killing and raping black people."